Hello everyone, welcome back to Positron Plays Pyre. Last time we sent Rookie back home, so let's continue onwards. We need to talk to Volford, of course. Head back down to the Moonlight Alcove and see what's going to happen now. Now, the right cycle is supposed to get shorter every time, so we'll see what happens here. You once again find yourself amid the hidden splendors of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. No, let's do so. You know what? Let's actually talk to Sandra here. Ooh. Huh. She doesn't have anything to say right now. That's actually very interesting. Well, we shall bide our time. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We're at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down to the abyss that is the downside. Wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volford requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled and Volford regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about with you at length. Look around your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. Tell you what I see in all of you and all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Melith. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. Motions for someone to approach. Whoa. Is that the witch? Oh, it's Bertrude! It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwing's Bertrude. Bogdwar called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist who I've ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles each in turn. You frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. Pardon? She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Interesting. Now then, my kin, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it is time we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. Alright, let's choose our path. Goal. Melith. Horus. Check out the planner. So the essence are all the way at the bottom now, along with the tempers. I imagine we're not going to see either of them at the liberation rites again. That would kind of be my guess. The chastity is way up there. The withdrawn users. I feel like we haven't dealt with the accusers in a long time now. Interesting. 3 rights until the next liberation. We don't need any additional exiles. Alright, so we can go to RS and deal with the Tempers. Interesting. Deal with the Dissidents again. Challenge the Pyre Hearts. I feel like we should go against the Pyre Hearts or the Tempers. We kind of have already dealt with the Dissidents, and Ruki is not here anymore, so... where are the Pyre Hearts? They're... wow, their record is abysmal. They are climbing, though. The Tempers we're just not going to have to deal with, I think, is what this is saying. Let's deal with the Pyre Hearts. We'll talk to... oh, these are very bright, aren't they? Yeah, we'll go with the Pyre Hearts, and we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I figured Sir Gilman would be interested in that. Is this night to understand that we shall soon confront Sir Deluge and the Pirates once more? Then this is to be a most exciting time. This night's one-time commanding officer, imagine if you will, a worm without the slightest trace of bravery. Sir Gilman then recants his tale of Sir Deluge's past and how it is that they wound up together on the downside. Sir Deluge, a worm knight of the Sea Dominion and former ally of Sir Gilman. He lacks the sort of courage for which his kind is known. It somehow leads the Pyre Hearts anyway. Some worms born under the Sea Dominion's waters sought life's meaning on dry land. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and soon put them to use. Sir Deluge was just another bit of frontline fodder in the war against the High Wing remnants. Yet time and again he distinguished himself for one simple reason: he would not die. His unusual instinct for self-preservation kept him safe in many battles, and over time he was repeatedly promoted for lack of any real competition. Then in the Battle of Spiral Sanctum, when retreat certainly was not an option, Sir Deluge retreated anyway. This was a breaking point, and he at last was sentenced into exile. In the downside, he saw water. There he would make contact with Sir Gilman and other members of his kind. They all saluted him as their superior. The other knights had little choice but to respect his rank. The Pyre Hearts that conduct the rites in the name of their great hero, the Under King Ores, while adhering to their strict code. This knight might not have failed quite so miserably at the Battle of Spiral Sanctum had his entire regiment not turned in disarray after Sir Deluge fled. Oh no. Perhaps by confronting his former commander, this knight's own honor may be regained in part. For now, however, this knight must beg your leave. Say goodnight to Sir Gilman in turn. There's no time to make flight preparations now, though in the morning you will press on once again. Interesting. Alright, so we have some new stuff here. Rites of Flame. Words of Solium Myrrh. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the 8 decree the rites attest of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding along within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates. Look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Alright, let's talk to... oh, we have Bertrude's deck. Interesting. A little concerning. Oh, there's another page here. Essential structure. The essential structure of the rite shall be as follows. Were chosen by the stars within the dark of night, shall troop triumvirates stand in opposition far enough afield, beside the consecrated pyre symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the three shall act as one to demonstrate their trust to one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be launched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whosoever pyre remains burning shall prevail, and the triumvirates are to disperse. Searching the stars. We the Eight have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this the book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead as your adversary shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. Boy, we have a lot of pages on this opened up now. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark as the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, which there are about 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments, fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodial. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre and consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom so they may yet have ours." The heaven shall respond when all is set. The Law of 3. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the Eight, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment, become eligible to regain their freedom. The Burning Pyre. At the appointed time, the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyers suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The Aura. Exiles bearing the raiments in this book reveal their hidden inner aura and the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. The Celestial Orb. Good God. I feel like this is something we should have known beforehand. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the Celestial Orb fall from the heavens, but one such orb shall be veiled by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments in this book bestow the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the 3 and the triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whosoever acts among the 3. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame. The Path. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or fail. Indeed, though through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons provided we survive, none among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck by an epiphany and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow, thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirates earn favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance of freedom. Then the cycle should begin anew. On Liberation. The Liberation Rite takes place upon the fall of Solium under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These 2 triumvirates first shall pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance of freedom. 2 of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails then shall plunge into the shimmer pool, return in glory. Interesting. So we got the full kind of backstory of the rights there. And let's talk to Bertrand as well. You find Big Bertrand looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. Remember thee from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. Recall that mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis or worse. Cold and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sar. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tone, 'twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rights. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrand, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? Thanks, Tariq. We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the little minstrel nod his head your way. Thanks, buddy. Still nothing. Well, I think we'll pause there. We kind of just got a ton of exposition. And next time we'll continue and we'll head down south towards our location to challenge the Pyre Hearts. So until then, I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Once again.